Ladies and gentlemen, before I go on this video, first I want to present my sincere condolences for the families of the two Scandinavian girls who were assassinated in Morocco. That is my birth country, and I'm talking about Louisa Westerregger Jesper and Marine Öland. They were assassinated for no reason except that they chose to visit a country that they thought would be safe for them to hike within its mountains. I believe this would be a shameful memory that will stick with the Moroccan people and stick on Morocco for a very long time, if I don't say forever. I want to say that actually the Moroccan people are not responsible of such atrocity or such crime that none of the modern and civilized world would accept. I know, I can tell you that 95%, if not more, of the Moroccan people wouldn't commit such crime. But also I can say that more than 90% of Moroccan people do nothing to stop the invasion of the new Islam that the Wahhabi from the Gulf countries are spreading all over the Muslim world. It is the responsibility of Moroccan people that they followed clergies who are calling openly to commit acts of terrorism. It is the responsibility of the Moroccan people that they choose to open their doors to a fanatic religion, fanatic Islam, and to follow clergies who promote violence, who promote hatred. And also it's the responsibility of the Moroccan people that they're not uprising against the regime who promotes this kind of Islam and who harbors some of the most violent and most dangerous Muslim clergies in the world. And I'm talking about the monarchy, the Alawite family, or what we call in Morocco Dar Makhzen, which has ruled Morocco with an iron fist since the late 1700s. It is the responsibility of the Moroccan people that they didn't choose to follow a moderate road, moderate way, because these kind of terrorists, actually in the Moroccan streets, they looked at some nice religious people who wants to follow Islam and what on the teachings of Islam. They don't see the hidden psychopathy and the hidden schizophrenia and the criminal behavior behind each fanatic Muslim and each extreme fanatic Muslim in their neighborhoods. It's the responsibility of the Moroccan people that they choose to allow a regime such as the one ruling Morocco now to undermine them, to rule them with the fact of spreading a type of religion that promotes ignorance, promotes violence, promotes hatred, promotes submission, such as we see in Morocco today. I would have loved to acquit the Moroccan people from this crime, but I cannot. Because the Moroccan people, all of them, took part of this crime by allowing such people to live within them and among them. The Moroccan regime under the ruling of the King Mohammed VI has opened its door to all the terrorists that were coming back from the war against Syria and against the regime of Syria. He opened the door to people who came back from ISIS and allowed them to access Morocco and come back to the streets of Morocco. And the Moroccan people are all aware of this situation, and they never apprised, they never said, no, we refuse to have such assassins, such psychopaths living among us. Muhammad VI promotes terrorism in Morocco and terrorism in Europe. And how am I going to put this? Is that Morocco, though it's thousands and thousands of miles away from the Gulf countries, but took part and became a member of the Council of the Gulf. That was not for economical prospects, was not because we share culture together. No, it was because Muhammad VI is actually the agent of terrorism in North Africa and is the door to spread terrorism in Europe. Muhammad VI gave money to mosques in Belgium, in Holland, in France, mosques that were known to promote violence and known to promote Islamic hatred. So this crime actually, it was executed by those psychopathic assassins, extreme Muslims, but it was also allowed to happen by the regime of Morocco and allowed to happen by the submission of the Moroccan people to such kind of regime, and also by them allowing such kind of Islam to enter their country. I wish I can defend Islam. I can defend the heritage of Islam and say it doesn't promote violence. I wish I could do so. But the problem is that most of the Muslims around the world, they are not ready to correct the religion, to bring the religion back to the human side, to take out of the religion everything and all things that promote violence and promote hatred. I wish I could say so, but it seems that they're living in a complete denial. Everything that happens and in a violent way, all crimes, all psychopathic actions, all criminal actions that happen under the name of Islam and the teaching and the preaching of Islam, all they have to say is that that doesn't represent Islam. The problem is, we all know that it represents Islam. It represents a kind of Islam. It represents the Islam that is ruling the people. The Islam that doesn't believe in secularism. The Islam that doesn't allow other people to practice their belief or their non-belief without interfering with their lives and with their choices. Muslim people, and I'm talking about the Moroccan people, they are not promoting secularism. They are not saying to the clergies that are promoting the interference and the big brother actions, the violence, the crimes, the hatred. They're not saying, no, we don't want you among us. These kind of clergies and social media have millions of followers, though they are like the enemies of whatever a human being should stand for. They are against democracy, against human rights, against equality, against freedom of speech, against freedom of religion, against freedom of faith. And this is what made them capable and able to reach such ignorance as those who executed this crime in the name of Islam and based on the preaching and the teaching, unfortunately, of Islam as taught today in Morocco and in most Muslim countries. So I'm trying to tell the international world and the citizens of the world is that, yes, those criminals executed the act, but the roots of the acts are deeper. We're asking the international society not to stand by those regimes, not to be friendly to those regimes. I'm asking, like President Trump, not to stand with Saudi Arabia, not to consider Saudi Arabia as an ally, because Saudi Arabia stands for everything that's the opposite and the antagonist of what the United States Constitution stands for. The Moroccan regime is protected by the regime of France, friendly with the regimes of Spain and the regimes of England. These people who stand for democracy, who built one of the oldest democracies of the world, but still they are standing with somebody and lining up in the camp of a regime that promotes everything against the human being, everything against democracy, everything against equality and justice and human rights. And by this support from Occidental regimes to such bloody regimes, such totalitarian regimes, the Occidental regimes actually are promoting fanatism, are promoting terrorism, are promoting this type of Islam and this type of hateful Islam. So please force your regimes to quit supporting those bloody and totalitarian theocratic regimes in the Middle East and in North Africa, just because they need their oils or they need their natural gases. That's not an excuse, and that doesn't justify these actions. So the real criminal against these two young women who did nothing wrong just by deciding to visit a country that's supposed to protect its tourists and to hike within its mountains and within its paths, it's because this regime allows such mentalities of fanatics, opens its doors and harbors such violent Muslim clergies, and opened its doors to all those who came back from the war against Syria. It's because of this regime, it's because of these violent clergies that such idiots and such ignorance commit crimes in the name of such God or such religion. And again, I can't express how sad I feel and how shameful I feel from this action that will stick around the history and the reputation of Morocco forever. There is no justification for it. There are no words that can appease the sadness and the sorrow that their families are feeling. But still, I want to say that I'm sorry. But if these kind of regimes stay in these kind of Muslim countries, the violent Islam and the fanatism will keep growing and growing and growing. The regime of Mohammed VI in Morocco uses the Islamic terrorism against its own people. Has in its government, ruled by one of the most fanatic Islamic parties that has assassinated students, has assassinated politicians, and as we don't forget, Omar Bazoum was killed by people belonging to the same movement that now ruling the government in Morocco, that are now at the head of the Moroccan government. Students such as Al-Mati Boumli, as Al-Jid bin Isa were killed by people who belong to this party that is at the head of the government in Morocco. The Moroccan monarchy promotes violence. By you allowing your governments in the West and in the Occidental countries to stand by this regime, you are not helping the Moroccan people or any Muslim peoples who want to build a secular nation, a democratic nation, a nation where everybody lives, including minorities and majorities, and a constitution that guarantee freedom of speech, guarantee equal rights, guarantee justice, guarantee freedom of faith. If you don't tell your governments to stop supporting such regimes, we cannot fight alone against this terrorism, against this type of Islam. And again, my condolences to the families of the two girls. And I'm telling you that there is no justice, not enough justice that can appease the sadness of its families and friends, and even mine. Though I've never met them, but this is the right to life. Nobody is allowed to take somebody else's life under no circumstances. Please accept my apology in the name of the secular democratic Moroccan militants that are trying to change this country, that are trying to bring down such Islamic terrorism promoting regime, which is the regime of Mohammed VI. Thank you for listening.